They show us the cars, the cash, and the designer life. Every post looked perfect, too perfect. But behind the shine were strange stories. Sudden words, secret deals, and questions nobody wanted to answer. Some names became famous overnight. Some disappeared just as fast. Were they business geniuses or something else entirely? The line between fame and fraud isn't always clear. Stick around till the end. The real stories hide behind the pictures. Before we dive deep into this story, I want to ask you something. If you enjoy uncovering the truths behind the shine, the real stories that hide behind all that Instagram glam, then please take a second to subscribe to this channel. Don't just stop there. Tap the bell icon too, because that's how you will always know when a new story drops. Every sub and every bell tap means the world to me, and it helps us keep bringing you this untold stories. Obiwane Okeke, widely known as Invictus Obi, rose to fame as one of Nigeria's most celebrated young entrepreneurs. Born in 1987 in Anambra State, he overcame early hardship after losing his father and went on to study in Australia, earning advanced degrees. He founded the Invictus Group, a company with interest in real estate, agriculture, and energy, and in 2016, he was honored on Forbes' Africa's 30 Under 30 list. For many, he appears to be a symbol of ambition and success. Behind this image, however, was a massive fraud scheme. Between 2015 and 2019, Okeke and partners carried out business email compromise scams, hacking corporate accounts and tricking companies into wiring funds. One of the victims, on Attract Holding Limited, lost millions of dollars. Altogether, US authorities linked about $11 million in losses to his network. The FBI arrested him in August 2019 at those international airports. In June 2020, he pleaded guilty to charges of computer and wire fraud. On February 16, 2021, a U.S. federal court sentenced him to 10 years in prison. Okeke is currently serving his sentence at the Federal Correctional Institution in Oakdale, Louisiana. His projected release date is September 2028. Once hailed as a role model, his story now stands as a cautionary tale of ambition built on deception. Samuel and Samson Ogoshi, two Nigerian brothers, were at the center of a major extortion case that drew international attention. Based in Nigeria, they ran an online scheme that targeted hundreds of victims, posing as young women to lure teenage boys into sharing explicit images. Once they obtained compromising material, they threatened to release it unless their victims paid money or sent more explicit content. One of their victims was a 17-year-old boy in Michigan, US, who died by suicide in March 22 after falling prey to their demands. This tragedy brought the case to light and led to an FBI investigation. The brothers were arrested in Nigeria in 2023 and extradited to the United States to face charges. In US federal court, they pleaded guilty to conspiracy to sexually exploit minors through extortion. In September 2024, they were sentenced to 210 months each, about 17.5 years in prison, followed by 5 years of supervised release. Their convictions marked one of the most serious international extortion cases prosecuted in the US. Kingsley Ifeanyi Adono, a Nigerian businessman, was recently thrusted into the spotlight not for entrepreneurial success, but for allegations of running a massive Ponzi-style scheme. In June 2025, Nigeria's Economy and Financial Crime Commission (EFCC) arraigned him before the Federal High Court in Lagos on charges of laundering about 10 billion naira. Prosecutors alleged that between 2021 and 2022, Adono moved billions of naira through companies linked to him, including S Mobile, NetZone Limited, and SetBiz Datalink Concepts Limited, disguising the proceeds as legitimate business earnings. When brought to court, Adono firmly pleaded not guilty to the 5 counts charge. The judge ordered that he be remanded in the Ikoyi Custodial Center while his bail application awaited hearing. The EFCC's case frames him as the operator of a wide-reaching fraudulent investment scheme that deceived large numbers of people and funneled their money into private accounts. As of now, no conviction has been reached. Adono remains in custody with the matter moving through the Nigerian courts. His case underscores the ongoing battle against Ponzi-style frauds in Nigeria, which continue to ensnare unsuspecting investors with promise of quick and high returns. Precious Williams. Precious Williams is a businesswoman tied to two companies, Glossolalia Nigeria Limited and Belligent Nigeria Limited, and she was arraigned before the Federal High Court in Port Harcourt by the EFCC on 14 counts. The charges include conspiracy, obtaining money under false pretense, advance fee fraud, and money laundering. According to the EFCC, she is accused of defrauding over 3,000 investors in a scheme allegedly linked with MBA Trading and Capital Investments Limited, a firm run by Maxwell Chizi Odom, who is still at large. Between August 2019 and February 2020, Williams allegedly received about 10 billion naira through her sterling bank accounts, knowing the funds were proceeds of fraud. She is also accused of taking another 1 billion naira between December 2019 and November 2020 through a Polaris bank account. Williams pleaded not guilty to all charges. The court ordered that she be remanded in Port Harcourt Correctional Center, and a hearing for her bail application was scheduled. Ramon Olorunwa Abbas. Ramon Olorunwa Abbas, popularly known as Hush Puppy, built a celebrity persona on Instagram, flaunting luxury cars, fashion brands, designer clothes, and a flamboyant lifestyle that attracted millions of followers. He claimed to be a real estate mogul and businessman with wide-ranging interests, but behind the public display was a story of online fraud and money laundering. In June 2020, authorities arrested Abbas in Dubai. He was extradited to the United States to face charges related to transnational fraud schemes, particularly business email compromise scams, among other cybercrimes. In April 2021, he pleaded guilty to a charge of conspiracy to launder money. Then, in November 2022, a U.S. federal court sentenced him to 135 months in prison. The court also ordered him to pay about 1.7 million US dollar in restitution to specific victims. According to U.S. Bureau of Prison Records, Abbas is incarcerated at the Fort Dix Federal Correctional Institution, a low-security prison in New Jersey. His scheduled release date is April 2029. And if you are with me right now, it means you care about seeking the truth behind the glitter. So please hit the like button, drop your thoughts in the comment, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it too. And don't forget, tap that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon so you never miss the next chapter we uncover together. Olalekan Jacob Wanle, better known as Woodbury, was a Nigerian socialite who flaunted wealth on Instagram but was later exposed as a cyber fraudster. U.S. prosecutors found that he and his partners ran a business email compromise scheme that stole over 8 million US dollars from companies, with attempted losses exceeding 51 million US dollars. Arrested in Dubai in June 2020 and extradited to Chicago, he first pleaded not guilty but later admitted guilt to wire fraud. In July 2023, he was sentenced to 8 years and 4 months in U.S. federal prison, ordered to repay over 8 million US dollars, and forced to forfeit luxury cars, watches, and 151 bitcoins. His downfall mirrored his once public life of extravagance, now replaced by years behind bars. Ismail Mustafa, popularly known as Mumfa, is a Nigerian socialite famous for flaunting wealth on social media. His lavish lifestyle drew the attention of the EFCC, which has arraigned him multiple times on charges of money laundering, fraud, and unauthorized foreign exchange operations. One case involves an alleged 32.9 billion naira fraud linked to his company, Ismalope Ventures, while another accuses him and Ismalope Global Investment Limited of laundering nearly 6 billion naira, among other offences. Mumfa has consistently pleaded not guilty and secured bail under strict conditions, including high financial bonds and surrender of his passport. So far, there is no record of conviction. His trials have faced repeated delays, and in some instances, courts have moved to continue proceedings in his absence over alleged bail violations. His case remains unresolved in the Nigerian courts. Adebambo Fawaz Olamilekan was brought before the Lagos State High Court Ikeja on charges filed by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC). He faced accusations related to possession of documents containing false pretense and cheating, as per Section 320 of the Criminal Law of Lagos State 2015. As arraignment, it was alleged that Olamilekan had in his possession documents printed from his iPhone 13 Pro, where he falsely represented himself as a female. Prosecutors contended that he knew or ought to have known that these documents were fraudulent. He pleaded guilty, and in April 2025, Justice O.A. Okunuga of the Lagos High Court convicted him. The sentence passed was 1 year's imprisonment, though with the option to pay a fine of 1 million naira. In addition, his iPhone used in the offense along with a Zenith Bank manager's check amounting to 100,000 naira were ordered forfeited to the federal government. Case Olatunji. Case Olatunji, also known as Case Ishola, was a Nigerian fraudster convicted of a massive cybercrime scheme. He was arraigned in 2019 by the EFCC on 45 counts, including identity theft, business email compromise, impersonation, and laundering of over 525 million naira. Investigators revealed that he targeted foreign victims, including one case in which he impersonated a charity contact to demand 64,000 euros. In June 2022, Justice Agatha Okeke of the Federal High Court in Uyo found him guilty on all counts and sentenced him to 235 years in prison without the option of a fine. Two of his properties in Lagos were also forfeited to the government. In 2023, the Court of Appeal in Calabar upheld both his conviction and sentence, rejecting his appeal. Olatunji's case remains one of the longest sentences handed down for internet fraud in Nigeria, reflecting the scale of these financial crimes and the international reach of the schemes. Chima Ignos Nwocha. Chima Ignos Nwocha, known online as Young Billionaire, was arrested by the EFCC in Abuja in August 2024 over internet fraud and money laundering. Investigators found he had used multiple fake identities to defraud an American victim of 345,000 US dollars, channeling the funds through his company, Genus Global Nigeria Limited. During the operation, authorities recovered luxury items, including a Mercedes-Benz MS350, gold jewelry, cash, over 90 million naira in his bank accounts, and several high-value properties in Lagos and Abuja. On December 31st, 2024, Nwocha pleaded guilty before Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court in Abuja. He was sentenced to 2 years in prison with the option of a 2 million naira fine. All seized assets were ordered forfeited to the federal government, making a swift conclusion to his case. Big thanks for watching all the way to the end. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you never miss what's coming next. And hey, don't go yet. Check out the other videos on my channel for more, and stay tuned. See you in the next one.